Is Microsoft Access just sitting there spinning and refusing to open your database? Here's a simple trick that can fix it. Welcome to another TechHelp video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to talk about why Access sometimes hangs when opening multiple databases in the same session, and how running each database in its own separate instance can make things a whole lot more stable. I'll show you how to set up your shortcuts properly and avoid a lot of those annoying startup problems. Today's video is for those of you who double-click on your Microsoft Access database and nothing happens. You get the spinny little circle for a second and maybe Access flashes on the screen and then absolutely nothing loads. And if you're like me, you work with a bunch of different Access databases all day long, and this can get really annoying really fast. Now let me show you something that dramatically reduced this problem for me. Here on my desktop, I got 6 copies of database files: Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Picard, Riker, and Data. Okay, these are all individual different ACCDB files. Over here, I got the task manager. Now watch what happens as I open these up by just double-clicking on the ACCDB file. All right, there's Kirk, and you can see Access started up over here in Task Manager with Kirk underneath it. Let's open up Spock next. All right, there's Spock. Notice it's under the same process, right? And let's open up McCoy. Okay, there's McCoy, all 3 in the same process. Now, if any one of these locks up, okay, it could affect all 3 of them because they're in the same process. And at that point, if I try opening up another database using the same method, it's going to try opening up in this process, and that's why it seems like it locks or it doesn't do anything, because that process is locked. Now I'm going to leave these 3 running and just minimize them for a second. Now over here, Picard, Riker, and Data are also 3 separate ACCDB files, but I made shortcuts to them, and the shortcut points to MSACCESS.EXE, the program, and then loads that as a parameter. Watch what happens when I open up Picard now. Look at this, a second process opened of MSACCESS with Picard running inside of it. Let's do Riker. That's what all the ladies say, right? No, just kidding, just kidding. All right, there's Riker, and it opened up in another new process. See? That's the key. And likewise, Data. See? There's the Data process. And it's the shortcut that makes the difference, because if I close Data, okay, that process goes away. Whoop, where'd you go? Okay, the process goes away. If I try to open Data here just by double-clicking on this, you'll see Data loads back in this original process, and that's not what we want. We want every Access database in its own process. All right, so let me close these down. All right, we can get rid of this for now. Now, how did I make these shortcuts? Well, I'm going to delete Data. I'll show you how I made the shortcut. First, just make a normal shortcut to your ACCDB file. Right-click, drag, and drop, and go create shortcut here. That's the easy part. Now, if you look inside its properties, right-click, and then go to Properties, you'll see it just points to the ACCDB file. What we want to do in front of that is put the full path and file name to our MSACCESS.EXE program. How do you find that? Well, go wherever you have Access. I have it on my Windows taskbar pinned down here. You might have to go in your Start menu. Right-click on it, find Access, right-click on that, and go to Properties. And this right here is the full path to your MSACCESS.EXE. Copy that to your clipboard. Now you can close this. Go back to the shortcut you're creating. Go to the very beginning of it. Hit Paste. That'll paste in that MSACCESS.EXE. Make sure you put a space in there. All right, so it's the full path to MSACCESS.EXE and then a space and then the full path to your database file name. All right, hit OK, and you should see the icon change. Okay, and now you're all set to go. All right, now double click on it. And then let's open Riker 2. And you can see they both opened up in their own processes. Processes? What's also interesting to note is if I open up just a regular ACCDB file without a special shortcut, it will piggyback in one of those processes. If it sees an existing Access process open, it will use it. All right, unless you specifically use one of these shortcuts, in which case it'll create a new process. So that's why for the best performance of your databases, open each one up in its own process. And then you won't have to kill Access as much. Any of the databases in that shared process that lock up, due to a bad startup form, a frozen VBA code. How many times have we made endless loops with our record sets, right, people? Broken add-ins, corrupted lock file, a bad network connection, any number of other problems. Then every new database you try opening by just double-clicking on that ACCDB file will try to open in that stuck process, and Access will just sit there. Then you got to open up the task manager and kill MSACCESS.EXE. In fact, I had that happen so often that I wrote a PowerShell script just to kill the Access process. You can learn all about that in this video. I'll put a link down below. And this way, if they're all loading in their own processes, if one of them crashes, freezes, hangs up, whatever, the others are still independent and will continue operating normally. And if you open up new databases, they'll open up in their own space. Now, will this solve every Access locking, not opening problem? No, it won't solve every problem. Access can still fail to load for a million different reasons. But this one tip alone made a huge difference for me because I usually have a half a dozen databases open at any one point of the day. Now, if you want more troubleshooting ideas for Access problems, check out my troubleshooting page. I'll put a link down below. There's a video here you can watch that covers most of the important stuff. And here's a big, long list of all the different things you can try. And I tried to organize them in the order in which they're likely to succeed. And the order of difficulty gets more difficult as you go down the line there. So check out the troubleshooting page. If you have any questions, post a comment down below. So today we learned that if you open your Access databases in the same shared Access process, one frozen database can cause problems for everybody else. Running each database in its own separate Access instance can make things a lot more stable. Post a comment down below and let me know if this trick helps you cut down on those annoying Access lockups. That's going to be your Tech Help video for today, brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. If you're new to Microsoft Access, check out my Access Beginner Level 1 course. It's over 4 hours long and it covers all the basics like tables, queries, forms, and reports. It's a great place to start, and it's also completely free. Members of my channel get extended cut videos, sample databases, access to my code vault, and full training classes every month. Click the join button for details. Thanks for watching. I'm Richard Rost with AccessLearningZone.com. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.